There are phrases that never escape the lips of a man who has truly sharpened his intellect, not because he fears criticism, but because he understands the sheer weight that words carry. To him, language isn't casual, it's calculated. Words are tools, and in careless hands they become weapons of self-destruction. The first phrase an intelligent man never utters is, "It's not my fault," because beneath those 4 words hides a quiet surrender, not of guilt, but of power. When a man avoids responsibility, what he's truly doing is handing over the steering wheel of his own life. Stoicism teaches that while you can't command what the world throws at you, you do wield full control over your reaction. Blame is a cheap escape, a feeble man's comfort, but intelligent men embrace accountability like armor. When the sky collapses and chaos reigns, they plant their feet, stare into the storm, and say, "This is mine to face," because they know, only by owning everything, even the mess they didn't make, can they truly command anything. The second phrase you will never hear from a man of deep thought and discipline is, "That's just how I am." This is not a statement of identity, it's a confession of self-abandonment. It's what a man says when he's chosen comfort over confrontation, when he's decided that his flaws are features and growth is no longer worth the discomfort. But growth, as the Stoics taught, is not a gentle journey. It's war. Character is not inherited. It is forged, blow by blow, habit by habit, failure by relentless failure. No man is born resilient. No one arrives on this earth disciplined or courageous. These are traits earned in the trenches of daily life. Intelligent men don't glorify their limits, they challenge them. They wake each day not to affirm who they were yesterday, but to demolish it. Because in the world of the self-mastered, there is no final version. There is only the grind. You're either sharpening your edge or letting it rust. Third comes a subtle, dangerous whisper. "I hope someone fixes this." A phrase that reveals more than helplessness. It reveals passivity masquerading as patience. Hope is a beautiful virtue in the right context, but when used as a substitute for action, it becomes a trap. Intelligent men don't hope for repair, they become the repair. When life cracks, when relationships splinter, when the body weakens, fools wait, but the wise move. Stoicism isn't about ignoring emotion. It's about owning every single outcome. The man who waits to be saved gives up his right to shape his life. But the man who throws himself into the fire, knowing full well he may get burned, he emerges transformed. This is where true resilience is born, not from avoidance, but from confrontation. Pain becomes preparation. Suffering becomes sharpening. The intelligent man doesn't watch the world. He remakes it, not because he has to, because he refuses not to. Fourth, that's unfair. You'll never hear those words from a man who understands reality at its core. Fairness, in the eyes of the Stoic, is a fantasy, something sold to the naive to make the harshness of life more palatable. The intelligent man knows life isn't fair, and that's not a flaw, it's a feature. Life is asymmetric, cold, and brutal. It doesn't care who you are or what you think you deserve. Complaining about it is like cursing the sun for being hot. The world is not a courtroom, it's a battlefield. And in battle, you either adapt or you're erased. Intelligent men don't waste breath, lamenting what should be. They study what is and learn how to dominate it. Fairness doesn't determine who rises. Fortitude does. When hit, they don't pause for sympathy. They reload. They sharpen their tactics. They move again. Because they understand. Mastery begins where comfort ends. Fifth, I already know that. These are the words of a mind closing in on itself. The moment a man decides he's learned enough is the moment he begins to die. Not physically, but intellectually. Intelligent men treat knowledge like oxygen, vital, continuous, and sacred. The Stoics taught that wisdom is at in what you claim to know, but in how deeply you live it. Mastery doesn't come from novelty, it comes from repetition. Hearing something again doesn't mean you beyond it. It means you have another chance to carve it deeper into your character. The intelligent man is never above the basics. He revisits them not because he's ignorant, but because he understands their value. Every repetition, every boring truth revisited is another strike on the forge of greatness. He doesn't hunger for stimulation. He craves transformation. And that transformation is buried in the fundamentals he chooses to honor, again and again. Sixth, what will they think of me? This phrase is pure venom. It infects confidence, paralyzes purpose, and fractures authenticity. Stoicism teaches that reputation is an echo, faint, fleeting, and ultimately irrelevant. The intelligent man is not concerned with being seen. He is consumed with being principled. He doesn't chase approval, because he knows that those who give it are often as lost as those who seek it. When you orbit around others' opinions, your life becomes erratic, tugged and tossed by every passing wind. But when you anchor yourself in truth, in discipline, in courage, you become immovable. Great men are not born in applause. They're born in solitude, in resistance, in the silence where no praise is found. The intelligent man walks alone if he must. Because he knows, the crowd may laugh, may whisper, may mock, but he doesn't bend. Because lions don't answer to sheep. Seventh, and perhaps the most insidious, that's impossible. A phrase that intelligent men have surgically removed from their vocabulary. Because they understand what average men overlook. Every impossibility is a reflection of someone else's limits, not their own. The Stoics didn't just endure hardship. They stared it down and moved through it. They taught that adversity reveals you. And intelligent men accept that. They don't need a guarantee to take the first step. They need grit, a mission, and the discipline to bleed for it. To them, impossible is not a conclusion. It's a challenge. It's a red flag daring them to cross a line others fear to approach. When others stop, they persist. When others break, they bend and return stronger. Because real men are not deterred by barriers. They are defined by how they respond to them. The impossible? It's just a finish line waiting for someone willing to suffer enough to reach it. You've now absorbed 7 statements intelligent men refuse to speak. Not out of pride, but out of principle. Because every phrase is a seed, and what you say plants what you become. Language sculpts identity. Words are either building your future or slowly eroding it. The average man leaks power with every sentence, but the intelligent man speaks with the weight of a sword, measured, deliberate, sharp. He's not trying to impress. He's training to endure. So ask yourself right now, how many of these phrases still live inside you, whispered quietly under your breath? Which of them are silently sabotaging your grit, your progress, your potential? Cut them out. Replace them with silence, or with words forged in fire, discipline, and clarity. Because the man who controls his tongue controls his fate. If this message shook something inside you, good. That's the point. That tension you feel in your chest, that's your unrealized potential cracking its shell. Most will scroll past this moment. They'll escape into distraction, into comfort. But you're not most. You're still here because you're ready to take responsibility. Raw, ruthless, relentless responsibility. So here's your mission. Rewind this. Write every forbidden phrase down. Study them. Memorize them. Then destroy them. Replace them with new declarations. Words that reflect the man you're shaping, not the boy you left behind. Become the man who commands his language, because he's the one who commands his destiny. Subscribe if you're committed to building a mind that doesn't fold under pressure. Share this with the few men you respect enough to challenge. This isn't just a video. It's a threshold. And if you crossed it, you already know. What comes next is silence, strategy, and self-mastery. Speak like a man who's been through the fire and came out forged, not fractured. Every word is a weapon. Every sentence, a step. Step forward, or step aside. The intelligent man has already chosen.